Collaboration is being open to each other's ideas and benefiting from each other's perspectives in an open way. What's important to me is offering perspectives into worlds that people don't often get to see. Do you know what I mean? From angles they don't often get to see. Once we start hitting lyrical themes that can whack you from all these different perspectives, we know we're onto something special. Civility is not about dousing strongly held views. It's about making sure that people are willing to respect other perspectives. Like all women, my path to womanhood is unique. No two paths are the same. Each of us travel with different privileges, challenges, and perspectives, some limiting, others illuminating. I believe that there are new perspectives that are needed in order for us to resolve the problems that we face as Americans and also the problems we face as people on this planet. And I believe that new perspective and new leadership is needed. I had noticed that many of these successful people, historical and contemporary, shared certain common traits. They had a way of thinking that was exceptionally fluid. They could adapt to almost any circumstance. When confronted with problems, they could look at them from novel perspectives and solve them. Why is our fancy to be appalled by terrific perspectives of a hell beyond the grave? One of the most interesting things about science fiction and fantasy is the way that the genres can offer different perspectives on matters to do with the body, the mind, medical technology, and the way we live our lives. It is important that we continue to keep telling stories from new perspectives and have proper representation on our screens, because it is educational and empowering. By divine design, men and women are intended to progress together toward perfection and a fullness of glory. Because of their distinctive temperaments and capacities, males and females each bring to a marriage relationship unique perspectives and experiences. Test ideas in the marketplace. You learn from hearing a range of perspectives. Consultation helps engender the support decisions need to be successfully implemented. A brain scan may reveal the neural signs of anxiety, but a Kokoschka painting, or a Sheila self-portrait, reveals what an anxiety state really feels like. Both perspectives are necessary if we are to fully grasp the nature of the mind, yet they are rarely brought together. I lived in Japan for 8 years before moving to New York, but I was looking forward to a place like America to change my opinion on things and force me to come up with new perspectives. Global actions require local and national participation. International cooperation and action requires community perspectives and legitimacy if it is to be effective. Having a range of perspectives allows you to tell stories through a different lens and approach things from fresh angles. If you're straining everything through the same filter, you're always going to wind up with the same product. This is the time to pull together as a nation, as different people from all over the states with different perspectives and different social statuses and different income brackets, to unify into one and help those on the ground who need our help the most. The strengths of our city historically have been connected to being a home for residents from all backgrounds, immigrant residents who represent a diversity of race and economic situations and perspectives. And if we don't address our housing crisis, and the dramatically rising cost of living, we will lose that core of our city. And, obviously as one who likes to travel around myself a lot, I think the Earth is a beautiful place. And, I'm looking forward to some new perspectives. We must first listen, then speak, with humility, to genuinely hear the perspectives of those with whom we don't immediately or instinctively agree. It's nice to know there's a big world with many perspectives. I tend to get so stuck in my own small world easily, and going out into the world reminds me that I'm not the center of the world, in a good way. The more we can get together and talk about various perspectives, feelings, beliefs, the better. I've always had questions about how things work and why it was that way. From all kinds of perspectives, from the physical to the spiritual. Truth is often a multiplicity of perspectives, and sometimes the more viewpoints and versions of events there are, the closer the reader gets to an overarching truth. Art is interesting because there can be so many different perspectives in a piece of art. The way I see it may be completely different than the way somebody else sees it. It's interesting to hear what somebody sees in a piece of art compared to somebody else. It could be completely different, and that's interesting to me. If anything, I hope to see more players feel comfortable speaking out and sharing their perspectives openly in the future. The game needs more of that, in my opinion. To be an objective leader means aligning your models with the needs of the organization. There is no question anymore that collaboration, seeking out diverse perspectives and developing new ways to look at challenges and opportunities, is a key leadership competency. I'm half black, half white, so I basically put it like this: I can fit in anywhere. That's why I write so many stories from so many different perspectives, because I've seen so many. The comfort zone is the great enemy to creativity. Moving beyond it necessitates intuition, which in turn configures new perspectives and conquers fears. I'm constantly trying to look at things from a different view and to put myself into some new perspectives to evolve myself, grow myself, and reinvent myself. The main experiential determinants of moral development seem to be amount and variety of social experience, the opportunity to take a number of roles and to encounter other perspectives. I'm extremely proud I was born and raised in the Bay Area and loved representing Oakland. I started recording in the Bay Area and worked with a lot of different producers. But I always wanted to collaborate with different writers and get different perspectives. As state leaders, I think it's important for us to provide our perspectives on issues we face every day, like access to school spending, access to health care, and governing in a global economy. If anything, Twitter helps me read about perspectives outside of mainstream media and learn about new authors, artists, and ideas that I don't always get exposed to in my regular media diet. I'm always embarrassed when I'm asked about meaning, because it is what you make it. The meaning is yours, so it's not about what I think. It's for us all to reflect and change perspectives. I find it fascinating that you can look at the same problem from different perspectives and approach it using different methods. Like all technologies before it, artificial intelligence will reflect the values of its creators. So inclusivity matters, from who designs it to who sits on the company boards and which ethical perspectives are included. I can teach many sports, but obviously, tennis is the one. When you do other sports, you see things from different perspectives, different footwork drills, body positions, angles and geometry. All that stuff is helpful, and so when I do other sports, I can see things, because once you know one sport, then the other sport becomes more clear. Kids don't read as much as you'd like them to, just in terms of seeing the world from different perspectives. I mean, that's the great thing about books. Still, here's television, here are the movies, and it's pretty limited in terms of the perspectives. I love getting to have different food and getting to be around different people and different cultures and different ways people look at life. It's really kind of helped me open up my mind and see the world from different perspectives. In terms of doing work and in terms of learning and evolving as a person, you just grow more when you get more people's perspectives. I really try and live the mission of the company and keep everything else in my life extremely simple. For me, conferences are like little mental vacations, a chance to go visit an interesting place for a couple of days, and come back rested and refreshed with new ideas and perspectives. We think about education as a stepping stone into a higher socio-economic class, into a better job, and it does do those things, but I don't think that's what it really is. I experienced it as getting access to different ideas and perspectives and using them to construct my own mind. And each of these perspectives comes to the same conclusion, which is that our global economy is out of control and performing contrary to basic principles of market economics. What a publication can do is to help people get a clearer picture without jumping to any rash conclusion. I'm very happy that the Post can take the responsibility to report on China in a broader and deeper way. I believe the Post must be fair to our readers. We should let our readers see China from more angles and perspectives. Being surrounded by diverse points of view pushes us beyond our comfort zones. And when people and teams bring multiple perspectives and experiences to the table, the discussions are deeper, the decision-making process is better, and the solutions are stronger. Extremist perspectives win sympathy and recruits because they offer narratives that claim to identify deep injustices and enemies. We know from our business with clients around the world that when companies bring together people of different genders, races, cultures, and perspectives, we are smarter, more creative, more innovative, and more relevant. I'm comfortable, culturally I'm American, my perspectives are American, but from an aesthetic perspective, do other people look at me and think that I'm American? Different perspectives, experiences, and insights improve decision-making and lead to superior performance. Visit our website for more quotes, quoting.com.